Hello everybody, good evening. It is Monday, March 9th, 2026, and we are at 6:30 Daylight Savings Time. I was just on Facebook and I thought, well, I guess it really isn't CST, because that's standard time. But it's 6:30. We sprung forward yesterday morning, and so it is very bright outside still, and it was very dark this morning. I am very happy that you are joining me this evening for a unusual Monday night video as I do my final preparations to get packed up, do all of that tomorrow, to head to Long Beach for the 2026 Stampinup Onstage event. And just want to make sure that you are following me on my socials, especially Facebook and probably Instagram, so you can see all of the new products and everything that is happening. And sometimes I might do a live video here and there and just visit with you about things that are going on. So I hope that you will follow along with me there. I do want to remind you that the product of the month is the Notes of Spring stamp set, which you can add to your order of $75 or more for $5. There's also a couple of other items that are still available. I think they're both designer series packs. The product of the month is while supplies last, so I think it's going to be popular. So do not be surprised if you're maybe wait till the end of the month to place an order and maybe it is gone. The animals are being them today. Let's see. I want to go through my notes here. Last Tuesday, there were new products that were released online. So I hope that you have gone over to the online store and seen the new products that were launched there. If not, you can follow my link down in the comments and you can check out the new products. Or also, always when you're shopping online, make sure to check that last chance section, which does contain several discounted products. Not everything on last chance is discounted, but that is your little note to know that the product is getting ready to be discontinued once the inventory of that item is gone. But often you can find some pretty good deals over in the last chance. The other thing I have down, if I don't sneeze, and we'll switch to the camera here, is that our 24-26 in colors are getting ready to be on the last call, last chance. Hey, Mom. So that's our Pretty in Pink, our Peach Pie, which is my card base this evening, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop. So if you need to get cardstock, if you need ink pad, ink refill, Stampin' Blends, ribbon, any other embellishments that are featuring these colors, they're going to be moving over to Last Chance very soon, and we will get the new 26-28 in colors, which do have sneak peeks are out there because they are going to be the first colors available in the new style ink pad. And it's a very pastel type of lineup. But once I kind of get to see them, I think in person, I'll have more of an opinion, and I'll probably be sharing photos and whatnot from on stage of those items. So I'm gonna preach this for a while about that these in colors are going away. So make sure to be ready for that. And let's see, I went over the product of the month already. We did the in colors. Oh, that might be it for announcements. You know, Stampin' Up! Announcements come out on Tuesdays, which is why it's kind of convenient for me to do my videos on Tuesday nights. Because I have all the updates, so I don't know what any updates are. I might send a newsletter out tomorrow. I don't think I did one last week, or did I? Maybe I did because of new products. If there's anything groundbreaking when I get up in the morning, I'll try to throw a newsletter together and do that. Hey, Linda. I don't imagine that there'd be any big announcements tomorrow, just because all the leadership, everybody's getting ready to be on stage, not just in Long Beach, but in Australia and Europe as well. I think that's probably it for now. I think I mentioned last week about that Paper Pumpkin is going to go up for, not the March one, but for the April kit. It'll go up $2. So if you have any concerns about that and you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can reach out to me, or you can cancel or skip, do whatever feels good for you. But I am excited for the March kit, because the extra stamp set does have hummingbirds, and it looks really cool. So I might have to do that, use that on a video, and make those who are not subscribed to Paper Pumpkin have that FOMO, fear of missing out. So think about subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, especially if you don't want to collect a lot of things. If you don't want all of the things, Paper Pumpkin is a great way. You get little stamp sets, little things of ink, much smaller if you have a smaller space and you don't have like a big room like this. So with that, because I do have other things to do this evening, not just, I would love to just hang out and make cards with y'all all night, but you know, we're moving along. We'll do our sketch. It's a very simple sketch, but with tonight, I'm also kind of doing a little bit of a technique. So we are going to do this sketch here. It's very simple. It's very similar to one of my favorite sketches, actually, that I've done, that I probably haven't done on this YouTube. I've probably done it a couple of times through my old videos when they were on Facebook. Very similar, but more simple. So we're going to do this, but we are going to use the Easter Joy Specialty Designer Series paper. So if you were part of the paper share, you have 1/4 of a pack of this. And if you don't have any, and you're like, ooh, that looks really cool because it's got like hologram. Does that pick up? One of these other ones will pick up better, maybe. There we go. I can see the hologram on there. And then the other side's kind of a plain. Look at the little bunnies on this side. This does coordinate with a suite, but this paper is on low inventory, and if you would like this to make some Easter cards, order it now. You can pause this video and go order it now and get your order to $75 and get the little cute stamp set for $5 because it is low inventory, so that's how that goes. It is a thick DSP. It's almost maybe like 3 times the thickness of our regular designer series paper, so it would be great for 3D projects. I'm just kind of showing you the pieces. There are cut-aparts. I just have 1/4 of a pack from my own paper share, so here's 3 of the cut-aparts, which are great for framing and doing little scenes for scrapbooks, but also you can cut them down for card fronts, or if you have like the Memory and More pre-made cards, you could just cut and do that as well. But the backs are kind of just as fun. They don't seem as fun as the fronts, just because the front is so much fun. Let's see, do I have them all? I think so. So this is the paper I'm using tonight because Easter is coming. These will not be Easter cards that I send out. If you've been with me for a while, you know I always kind of do special Easter cards. I will be using the Blessed Beginnings stamp set for my Easter cards this year. The stamps and the dies. And I realized I needed to probably get these made and designed when I get back from Long Beach because Easter is coming. Chugga, 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 chugga down the road very quickly. And maybe while I'm working up, maybe I do a wedding card or something too. So cute little die set. So order this too if you would like. Why not? I think this was not in a printed catalog. I think it was online. You can find everything online. As far as I know, this bundle is available. I do know that the designer series paper is on low inventory, so do not mess around. So let's talk about our sketch. Again, it's pretty simple. Let's maybe... Sorry for the shaky. It's like I think I get this camera aligned and then I look at it and it's really not. So the measurements that I have chosen for my cards today, the large gray layer I have as, and I'm going to actually use the back side with the little bunnies. So I have 5 by 3 3/4. And then my secondary layer, which I have the little Easter eggs, I have as 4.5 by 3 1/4. And then I have a soon to be leaving us peach pie card base, and I did it as a tent fold. Now I have this note here of 2 steps. So notice that the large measurement is 5, and then the next one is ½ inch less, ½ inch less, so 3 3/4, and then ½ inch less. When I was assembling my sample last night after I'd cut these, I almost thought this could have started out at 4 3/4 and 3 1/2, and then you would go 2 ½ inch. So I call it 2 steps, because when I'm looking at my trimmer, I look at those quarter lines as steps. So like step 1 is the inch, the quarter inch is 2, the 3, 4, like, does that make sense? That's why I call it 2 steps. Like in my mind, that's how I compute this, especially if I'm trying to explain it to somebody. So the 5, so if you wanted to start a quarter of an inch less, then it's at 4 3/4. This measurement would be 4, because then you're have a ½ inch difference. So I think that's what's important for the border, is that you have a ½ inch difference in your measurement on your 2 pieces. So you could definitely do smaller, especially if you wanted to maybe emboss the front, if you wanted to emboss your card base, because when this goes on, it's not as much space as what we see in the picture here. But I wanted to use more of the paper because I wanted a larger front. But again, you could, if you wanted to do a little smaller for your layers, you could stamp this, run it with an embossing folder. And I will be doing something a little different. I'm going to just do a label for the sentiment too. So this is very easy, this portion. Now this is thick. So I'm going to end with the shiny. I almost thought about using tear and tape, but the one I have is still together. I am just putting a lot of adhesive on here because it's a heavy piece of paper, because it's the shiny. I want my bunnies to be the right side. I don't want upside down bunny Easter baskets. Get good adhesion there. And then we're going to do our little Easter eggs. I love the little, I really like the little Easter eggs with the holographic Easter eggs. So this is, you know, very super simple sketch. You can do the front. You won't even see the poor little Easter bunnies. You'll see one right there. We know he's underneath. We know you're there, Mr. Easter Bunny. There's one peeking right there. But very, very simple sketch. Easy to, again, you have a pack of DSP, use the 2 sides. Use the simpler pattern in the back, use the heavier pattern in the front. Or you could, depending on how fancy you want your front to be, it might make sense for you to do the heavier pattern in the back and the smaller one up front if you're going to embellish a lot more. I'm keeping this very simple tonight. Oh no, I just taped that down. Okay, that's fine. We'll do it different than my sample. I had this up on dimensionals. It's fine. So for my sentiment, I want to have Happy Easter. I don't have Happy Easter, so I'm going to make Happy Easter. So I have Easter from the Blessed Beginnings. This month's paper pumpkin might have a Happy Easter, to be honest. Didn't pay too much attention. But I'm going to use this Easter. And then I'm going to use this is the Happy Birthday from the With You in Mind stamp set, which I love this stamp set. I know I've used this a lot, but I like the happy is pretty well in proportion with the Easter. But Anne Marie, how are you going to do that? Well, we're going to mask off the birthday using, where did my masking paper go? Sometimes I would use a sticky note, but I would have to use 2 sticky notes because the birthday is so large. So Stampin' Up! Does have this masking paper. It's been a while since I've used it on a video. I actually use it quite a bit when I'm just crafting. And what I did is I cut a strip, and it has, I'm going to just pull, I could just use one of these, I guess. I'll just show you. So the back has a peel, and then it is a sticky note. Now, this stuff is much stickier than a sticky note. So if you were using this as a traditional mask, like, is that what we did last week or the week before, where we masked off, I think 2 weeks ago, we masked the little sheep head from the cute little sheep bundle, but we used a sticky note. If we were to use this to do that, I recommend like doing a little de-stickiness on it when you peel it up. I'm actually going to show you how, because this actually, you can use it a few times. And this is the piece that I used. So I'm coming up and I am masking off the birthday so that only happy is showing. So then when I come over here to my peach pie, now if I wanted, I could do this whole thing, but I am going to be a little bit mindful of what I'm doing and just tap on the edge. I did refill my ink pad before I did this last night. And it's important to make sure that your ink pads are juicy. Then I can remove this, and then just the happy is inked up. And there's my happy. Ta-da! And then I can come through with my Easter. And then what I've done is I have, oh there, the Woolly Friends. Remember we masked him off 2 weeks ago. I have the little tulips because I thought it was plain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a stamp off and just have the little tulips. And I think, would it be weird if they were upside down? I think that looks pretty good. Ooh. What is the light doing? Oh, it's way bright. That should help, but there we go. Can you see there we go. Oh. I have to just tilt it just right, don't I? There we go. Now we can see it. So just using the little tulip heads just to make it a little bit more interesting. So I double punched my punch here. That punch has been around forever. And then I come with my trimmer and I'm just going to slice. You could use your scissors. I think it's just as nice to use your trimmer. And again, I'm doing this because when I put this on here, it was plain. I almost went, oh, should I just do this as a sentiment? And I'm like, it doesn't feel fancy enough. So my old trick, cut it in half, put a little adhesive on here. And we're not looking for perfection, we're looking for handmade, okay? You could also do it the other way. If you wanted to like more lengthen it, you'd cut it in half this way and then separate it out. And then I do have this cute ribbon that I was going to wrap around, but we're going to do something different. Let's see, did we do double bow last week? Should we do double bow again? Let's see what this looks like as a double bow. Ooh, it's going to look really cute. I can already tell. We want little, cutting your ribbon at an angle helps prevent fraying. So we'll put this with dimensionals. Let me move this down here. Again, this is called masking paper. You can use this with dies if you need to mask a die. Instead of having to fussy cut something, it works really well. But again, my tip is when you get it is to kind of de-stick it a little bit before you lay it flat down, or it will be a little too sticky. Is that already off now? I don't want to cover up my bunny. Here. Does it need to be a little smaller? I like that that loop is out. Let's fluff the bow here. There we go. That gets us a little bit better. When I do that, hold the center and then fluff out your layers. That also kind of, if you're holding it down pretty hard, it kind of helps flatten it out. Now where do we put it? Yeah, I think maybe right there. I was thinking it would go like on the sentiment, but... So what I'm going to do is use my Take Your Pick tool. Everybody should have this tool if you don't. And I'm going to put the glue dot down where I want my bow. And if you're feeling a little paranoid, now this is a thin ribbon, so I've kind of, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of rolled up on my Take Your Pick tool. And then I could kind of come over and stick it underneath one of the tails up close, so then you still have some movement. It just kind of gives you a little extra security. Maybe we'll do one more. So I can hold the glue dot. Let me see, can you? I do this so much. So if I take it and I use the death poker to kind of just roll that up, then when I come, how's my photos looking? That looks a little better. I can just kind of lift up that, hold and press to get it to the size that I want to hold a smaller embellishment. Oh, it's so cute. Oh good, Mom agrees with me with the bow. So here is the first one I made. So this, I did a double, I tied it around twice and did a regular, and then tied a bow, and then this is up on dimensionals. So either is cute. This one's really cute with the little carrots. And there's little Easter eggs on the back here. And there's turbo hair on it. He has been very helpful the last couple of days. I'm just glad he's not around my shoulders like he was when I got here. So if you don't have the sentiment, ooh, let's refocus again. If you don't have the sentiment you want, but you have pieces of it, now, full disclosure, some people will come through and just cut that happy off that birthday. Whoo, they'll just cut it. I don't live in those worlds. I am that child that did not write in the textbook. So I do not have the capabilities of cutting and separating these two words. There are people who do, and bless them. You don't have to do that. Use that masking tape. You know, a sticky note for smaller, but when it's long like this and you want to mask off that much, that masking tape really helps. And you can use it several times. The main thing would be when you peel it off, you want to set it, like I have it stuck onto a block over here, so then the ink will dry on this because this is pretty like paper, like this is paper is what this side is. So the ink will dry pretty quickly. It's not shiny or anything. So then by the time you're ready to do it again, it'll be dry, and you could get several uses out of it. Now, is this going to hang out on my desk for weeks? No. But if you're in an assembly line situation, so in theory this was because I made 2 of the same card, and you were masking, it would make sense to go ahead and hang on this if I was going to stamp the happy from the big happy birthday stamp 10 times, then I might as well hang on to this and do it multiple times, and then I can trash it. So like this will be trashed now. So I used a small piece of this inexpensive stuff. I hope that makes sense. Not intended to hold on to this forever, but for until you're done. Now, if tomorrow I thought, oh, I know for sure tomorrow I'm going to do the same thing, but similar, maybe I would hang on to it. But probably not. So it is now in the trash because I was hanging on to it for the use of this project. Because I thought, oh, I could just do a brand new one for YouTube. And I went, no, let me show y'all that you can use it for a little bit. So this is the sketch for this week / tonight for Monday. I forgot bling. I chose not to put bling because the paper is already holographic, and that's why I went with the ribbon. So you could add bling. Oh, I do have an inside. Again, there's just black cat hair everywhere. So that's why I did not add any rhinestones to this, because I figured it's already shiny enough. But if you were using a different paper, then I probably would definitely have added bling to it. And then I've got this little strip of the eggs. Because then this cuts down on the paper inside. Yep, you could add pearls if you want to. I'm choosing not to. I got ribbon on there. That's my embellishment for this. And then inside here, I had the way that this paper was cut. I couldn't get any more to go this way, so I just have a panel like that. So you could, repeat that DSP helps cut down on the writing space. And since I didn't have like the coordinating stamp set, the paper makes it easy to add something. Of course, sometimes we'll stamp inside or that type of thing, but adding the paper sometimes is easy. So super simple. So this one has dimensionals on this layer with a ribbon. This one's all flat with a tied double bow with that thin. The thin bow looks so cute. Double bowed. Double bowed. I want them to stay separated. Gives a little more fluff action. Okay. So it's going to be probably just like that, short and sweet. If you're still hanging around, please make sure to like this video and subscribe if you have not already. If you're watching the replay, please leave a comment down below. Let me know that you were here. And let me know if you are, what you're planning for Easter cards. Do you send Easter cards out? Your aunts would appreciate an Easter card, I'm sure. So, just, we all have that aunt who'd like an Easter card, I think. I feel like Easter cards are a very aunt card, now that I'm really thinking about it. It feels like aunts should get an Easter card. As people start to forward this to my nieces and nephews. Let's see. So, let me know if you run into anything. I'm excited to interact with everybody on stage. Again, I leave Wednesday afternoon. So, prayers for safe travels, because there has been some crazy things going on in the world with the airplanes. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I thought, if I didn't want to go so bad, maybe I wouldn't go, but that plane ticket wasn't cheap, so I'm going. statistically, I'm going to be just fine. So that's just kind of how that rolls. And next Tuesday, I will not be live, but there will be a video premiering. So if you go to my homepage, it even has the thumbnail posted with saying that it'll premiere on March 17th. It's a simple video. It's another card sketch. So I have figured out how to do that. So that's going to, who's watching Gigi? Gigi's father will be watching, because he will be back sometime tomorrow night. So the animals are going to be just fine. So that's going to be all. Thank you as always. And if you do have questions about anything that you see on the Stampinup store, please reach out to me. You can email me. You can text me if you have my number. You can send me messages on Facebook. I think maybe you can reach out. I don't know how private message works on YouTube. I'm going to be full honest. Or Facebook Messenger on my business page link in the description is going to be the best way. And as I always say, for less than $1, postage is expensive, but it's less than $1 for you to send your card to somebody. Make their day, make their week, send out your cards, and we will see you around the internet. Good night.